Ziggy here for the Zigster Boxing on Easter weekend at 20 to 3 in the morning with Adam Smith after an incredible night of fights here. Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora. Just give me a rundown from what was probably one of the most mental nights of boxing you could ever see.
Happy Easter. We got another show in a few hours' time with the fabulous females, so it just doesn't stop. Andy and I are not going to get back till 4 or 5 by the time we've stopped for something to eat. But look, we love these nights. This is what we live for. And it was another cracking one at the O2. I thought Matty Harris was great. Denzel Bentley, Vidal Riley boxed superbly tonight. I thought it was the performance of the evening. And as for the big boys, they delivered in spades, didn't they? It was a street fight. It was a brawl. It was a toe-to-toe slugfest. Nothing pretty about it. Nothing really technical. Well, at times there was some nice right hands thrown, but the jabs were just non-existent, really, and it was just a fun fight, and I think the fans loved it. It was entertaining. You never knew who was going to win. You didn't really care, I don't think, who was going to win. It was just one of those. I think if it had been a draw or a Chisora win, I think the right guy got it in Deontay, actually, over the course of it, but I didn't care by that point. I thought they both covered themselves in gladiatorial glory late on in their careers, and I think that's the great way for Derek to go out. He's told me that is definitely it. Who knows, but his wife was there, his kids were there, so I think I'd like to see Derek still involved in the sport, but enough's enough. He's had an amazing career, and that was a great one to go out on. I think if he got a win, he might have wanted to have another, so maybe that is the perfect way. They're both annoyed, disappointed about various things in the fight, but I think when the dust settles, they'll realise when they're fishing in Alabama and they're enjoying themselves over a barbecue, that they'll look back at it and think, we gave value for money and we left it all on the line, and there was real respect between the pair as well. I said to Derek, when you watch it back, he said, I've never watched a fight back, so and he said, I won't, it's done. But I think the fans will enjoy watching it back, and I think everyone enjoyed it here, so it's about entertainment, and people can say, hey, it wasn't the most technical, it wasn't the sweet science. Sometimes you just need a street fight, don't you? And we didn't really need one with a referee, a ring, or rules. It could have been fought on the cobbles, and they're both great guys. They've had phenomenal careers. I'd like to see Derek definitely call it a day. And as for Deontay, I think the fight that people will want to see, the fight that makes sense, is AJ. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Deontay said in the post-fight press today he held back off Derek. I think maybe at times in the fight that was evident. Do you think, should he go into a fight with Anthony Joshua, that mindset that maybe he didn't have when he was champion will be the thing that holds him back from performing to his potential?
I mentioned it in commentary, actually, that I thought there was one moment, particularly when Derek was backed up in his own corner, that Deontay just wasn't letting his hands go, and I was thinking, is it because he likes Derek? Is it because there's respect there? He doesn't want to hurt him? I didn't know. That did go through my mind. I remember the Chris Eubank times post Michael Watson, where he just wasn't really wanting to finish the opponents. Henry Wharton was one when he called the referee in. I did think that a little bit. He can't have that mentality if he fights Anthony Joshua. I think he'll be very dangerous, Deontay, still, but it's a fight you'd think AJ will probably come through. Look, it's a fight that should have been made a while back, but we'll still all tune in. It's got jeopardy, they're both hit hard, and there'll be needle in that one. There'll be needle and spice, and there wasn't in this. So it's another story, and that's what we want in this sport. We want stories, and AJ's been through a lot. It was just great to see him at ringside tonight. Really, really good. He looked mentally and physically as best as I suppose you could be after the tragedy that he had just a few months ago. And it was just lovely to see him, really. And put boxing to one side. He's a great human being, and it was fantastic to have him here tonight supporting Derek. But now maybe he's got to get revenge for his mate and take on Deontay Wilder. What a night that would be.
Yeah, another night, another story. Adam Smith, I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to catching up again. Thank you.